G'day two-wheeled enthusiasts. Welcome back to First Class Motorcycles. My name is Daniel and today I've got the brand new KTM 990 Duke R. So let's dive right in. Now the 990 Duke R is pretty much the standard 990 on steroids. They've beefed everything up on this bike, including the motor, the ergonomics, the actual design of the bike, and a whole lot of added things that have just made this bike a real peach to ride. So to start off with, I want to chat a little bit just about the looks. I think this looks absolutely amazing. I love this, the bright white really makes the black and the orange pop. It's definitely got some really aggressive lines, as you can see, all down the tank side, which looks absolutely unbelievable. The rear cowl looks really cool, really race style, and of course it's got a little bit of a longer wheelbase, which just gives it a lot more of an aggressive stance. I think for a naked bike they've really nailed the sort of race design they're going for to make it look like an aggressive sports bike. Now at the heart of this beast you have KTM's LC8C 947cc parallel twin motor, and that is shared with the standard 990 Duke, but KTM have really beefed this motor up for the Duke R by a bit of a tuning and an additional 6.9 horsepower, which brings the horsepower of this bike up to 128, and it also has 103 Newton meters of torque. And that is all matched up together with a 6-speed gearbox. And let me tell you, you can definitely feel the difference between the two motors. This thing feels like an aggressive beast. The 6.9 horsepower doesn't sound like a lot, but on such a small light bike, you can definitely feel it, and it makes a huge difference. Now, another great thing they've changed and have added on the 990R is a lot of the internal tuning and track modes and different modes you can have through the bike. Now, the ride modes consist of rain, street and sport from standard. This bike also comes with an additional custom mode, which means you can play around a little bit, set it up for your personal riding style and see what you think, see what you like. Which I think is a really great feature that they've added, just so you can personalise your bike and how it rides to you as a rider, which I think is really cool. Now, as a bit of an added extra, which you can get through any dealership, there's also track mode and a tech pack available. Now, the track mode, in my opinion, is a must-have for this bike. It comes with heaps of cool features, like a snappier throttle response, comes with 5 stages of wheelie control, which you can also turn completely off if you're an absolute stunt master, which I definitely cannot. My wheelie control is always set on the highest setting because I can't control wheelies. But that is a great thing that KTM have done here as well, which just add all these little extra things to this bike, which make it just such a pleasant thing to ride, but also an absolute beast on the track. And all those modes and everything is controlled up on your 8.8 inch full colour TFT display. Now that sounds massive, and to be honest it actually is a massive system, but how KTM have used the size of the screen have really made it definitely worthwhile having the extra real estate on your bars. You can run a split screen mode, which means you can have all your standard dash stuff on one side, then also maps on the other side, which is really good for riding. Means you can have that too and you can see both very clearly. The dash is also touchscreen as well, which makes using it, and especially when you're riding or it's stopped at a light, really easy to control and to set up and to go through all the different settings. It's just a really cool display. Now, it is massive though, it really takes up a lot of the bars, but I think the pros outweigh the cons, and I think the 8.8 really just ties this whole bike together with all the tech and extra features it has with it. And this bike also has cruise control from standard, which is a really cool added thing, which just means when you're on those highways or riding up to the track, you can just sit on your cruise and relax and enjoy the scenic ride. Now, one thing I also wanted to highlight is that this bike also comes with launch control, which is a really cool feature, especially for those track days, and pairs really well up to that sort of track mode setup that the bike has, especially with the wheelie control and all that sort of stuff. Really makes this an absolute beast out on the track. Now, another massive change from your standard 990 Duke is the ergonomics and the setup of this bike. Now, this bike has 15mm higher seat height, which comes to 825mm of seat height. It's also 15mm higher from the ground, which gives it a bit more of a higher feel when you're riding. But the main difference I felt when comparing the two bikes and riding both is definitely the foot peg positioning. They've moved them 33mm back and 12.4mm higher, which gives it a really aggressive seating position when riding. Definitely great for what the bike's intended to be, which is a track bike and a race bike and a sports bike. And just lifting those pegs and changing the position a little bit has really just upped the whole ergonomics of this bike. And it's also 5mm longer wheelbase than the standard 990 Duke, which gives it a little bit more control, and I felt a little bit more stable on it. But definitely when I was really giving it to it, especially in par with the wheelie control, it was a lot easier control when you're really twisting that throttle and opening this bike right up. And it's, to be honest, I find it quite a bit more comfortable. I personally like the more sporty design and the setup of this bike than your standard 990. It just gives it that little bit more of an aggressive tone, but also is still very comfortable and easy to ride as a day-to-day bike. Suspension wise, this bike comes with full white power apex front forks and rear shock. The front forks have 143mm of travel, and they're actually 34% stiffer than your standard Duke 990, which of course is mainly designed for that race sort of feel. And the rear shock has 140mm of travel as well. And all around, I think the suspension is really good on this bike. I felt really comfortable. The stiffer front forks actually gave me a lot more confidence when riding. Means I felt the track a bit better, and it was just a really nice suspension setup on this bike. And it's just very confidence inspiring, which I really like. And that in tow with the different ergonomics and the more powerful motor just makes this whole package really nice and really confidence inspiring, and just a great bike to jump on and have a ride on. Now, with all that confidence this bike does give you, it's important to know that you can actually stop. Now, this thing has got great brakes. It's got two 4-piston Brembo calipers at the front, and that is all controlled by an MCS Brembo master cylinder. You've also got a Brembo rear caliper to help with that stopping, and this thing does stop really well. It's got great feel through the master cylinder, which means you can feel as you're going into corners, and it's quite a nice system. And then you've got your wheels that are wrapped up in your Michelin power cups from standard, which are really cool, really great feature from KTM, which just really tie this bike all up together. So as we wrap up this video, I just want to reiterate that this is an absolute awesome bike. I've loved riding it and it was great fun, but I wouldn't recommend it to just every rider. It's definitely an aggressive sports bike with a lot of power, and if you don't know what you're doing, it can cause some issues. But if you do love the track and you've got some good riding time under your belt and you know what you're doing, you know how to handle a powerful bike, this could be the bike for you. So as we finish up, this bike is down here at First Class Motorcycles. It is our demo bike as well, which means you can come in, you can book a ride, you can see how you feel on it. I know I'll definitely be taking it out again. I absolutely love this thing, and I'll be seeing if I can get my hands on these set of bars quite a few more times before we do sell it. But come down, have a ride. If you need, give us a call or jump on our website. We can happy to have a chat to you. Even better, come in, have a sit in it, have a ride, see what you think. And best case, we get you set at home on one of them, ready to go for a great weekend. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm Daniel again. This is from First Class, and I hope you guys have enjoyed me chatting about the 990 Duke R. Cheers.